Hey everybody, I'm Mitch. Welcome to the Legendary Galaxy. Today, I'm going to give you a tour of my Star Wars room. Let's do it. So this is my Star Wars room. I was finally able to make something I've always wanted, and with Death Star light panels and a place to put all my collection when we moved into a new house about 2 years ago. And before, my Star Wars was kind of relegated to a small hallway down to the basement, and then it kind of scattered throughout a lot of the rest of the house, so my wife was really glad to have it in one room. But I was really glad to be able to make two unfinished rooms in the basement into one large Star Wars room. So we'll first start out with a Stormtrooper helmet that I painted by hand, and I just used acrylics and painted all kinds of Star Wars characters from the movies and animated series on this, and just mounted it on a swivel base so it was easy to turn. Just a few of my favorite characters here. And then we move over to an animated style Silicious Crumb that I sculpted out of Sculpey clay. And then move up from there. There's a Star Wars painting I did. It has Ben Kenobi and Darth Vader, kind of abstract. And I painted this all with a palette knife. Didn't use a brush at all, so it was a unique painting. And then we pan over and we have some Lego sets on the bottom and a couple of dioramas that I created out of plaster and sand. This is the Jabba's Palace diorama with all the different Hasbro figures from that scene. And this is the Cantina. And here is some different things, a retail display, a laser disc that my mom gave me, and a Ewok animated series cell that my brother gave me. And then we have a Gamorrean Guard paper craft, three-dimensional paper craft that I did. And then we have a C-3PO vintage Halloween costume, like the one I wore when I was a kid. I love this thing. And then we have some miscellaneous Star Wars things up here, some Mighty Mugs, some Unleashed, and of course Galaxy's Edge Coca-Cola bottles. And then we have some different Lego sets here from all across the saga, and some new ones including from Solo. And I have a little Darth Vader collection here with all types of Darth Vaders, including some Russian nesting dolls and some more Legos. And that's the box of that Halloween costume in the back there. The last shelf with more Legos. And then I put up these transparent shelves so you could see even though they're up high. And then this is one of my favorite things in my collection. It's an original Star Wars circus style poster that my friends gave to me, and apparently it was just in the back of a closet. And then we have the Traitor Baton. So one of my favorite things about my Star Wars room are these Death Star light panels. They are so cool, and my good friend helped me make them, and he was so nice to help me. They are individual pieces, the top and the bottom, and they just magnet into this space that I had made with light. So in case the lights burn out, I can just unmagnet them and take them off. And we made one of them. As you can see, it just is the same, and we made it perfect with a router and had it all cut out, and then just put the same pieces on top and used a router, and that one was used as a template. So we just routed out the rest of them. It's one of my favorite things in my storage room. They make me so happy. And in this corner, I have a whole bunch of blasters. Han Solo's, Leia's, some Stormtroopers, Boba Fett, and Rey's blaster. And this is my Tusken Raider I made by hand. I did the leather work and the gaffy stick. It's a lot of fun to wear this to a convention, but man, is it hard to see out of those two little holes in the mask. Thank goodness for the fans too, because it gets hot. And then the top shelf here, we just have mugs and potato heads and some items from co-workers, items from friends, and it's just a mishmash of all kinds of fun Star Wars stuff. And then we pan down to the window, which I made a blackout film, and I punched hundreds of holes with a leather punch to give it that space look. And some more miscellaneous things, Baby Yoda there, some blue cookies, and all kinds of stuff. Millennium Falcon and more Lego sets. And then on the right is the Galaxy's Edge lightsaber. What a great experience. And the last thing here is a Jawa costume that I made for my son. And then I was able to get this Soga egg on Etsy. And then these shelves are just all my Hasbro action figures I've collected over the years. And then these red shelves here are my original Kenner action figures from when I was a kid. And at the bottom, I have the Disney Infinity figures with Darth Maul falling in half and Luke hanging there. And then I have some more shelves with figures, some young kid figures, some M&M figures, and the rest of my Hasbro action figures, and some newer released vintage style figures that I've just kept in cards. But I have this one that I made that is just the Force. These are some Hasbro helmets, and I really love these because I love letting people try them on when they come and check out my Star Wars room. And here I have some Legos and a vintage Death Star and other figures. And this is my small section of my Star Wars room that has a little non-Star Wars, and these are all just a whole wall of Lego minifigures, some Star Wars, and then I have a vintage 45 with the Cantina theme on it in the corner there. And then this is where I play my PlayStation games and have a few other miscellaneous Legos. So you might have seen this guy as I was panning around the room at first. This is young puppet Lando, and I was inspired to make him from a podcast I listen to, Rebel Force Radio. I'm not good at impersonating Donald Glover. I just learned how to make him from some YouTube videos by Adam Krutinger, I think is how you say his name. And he has some templates, and this is one of the funnest things I've ever built. So you saw this at first, and this is my Han Solo and Carbonite door. My dear wife bought me this Han Solo cast off eBay a couple Christmases ago, and I was a little nervous to make it, but it was actually pretty fun. It took a little while, but it was very easy in my opinion. And it's just some like wall plaster, lightweight wall plaster, and some wood glue to make swirlies, and then I just spray painted it silver and did a black wash on it. So it's really fun when people come into the Star Wars room, and then I close the door and they see this full-size Han Solo and Carbonite.
Thanks for joining me on my room tour. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll answer them the best I can. And then come back again and see me on the Legendary Galaxy.